normally wouldn't talk about something like this, the whole bedroom reaction video thing, but this time it's a bit special. This guy's in my childhood hometown, a sleepy, backwoods, dumpy kind of place, only a few thousand people still living there. At this point in my life, I only go back once a year or so to see my folks in the holidays. It's quiet, relatively peaceful, and yes, predominantly white, as most small towns tend to be. This town's also culturally isolated enough that, until this video, I couldn't really think of any real examples of progressive infection actually seeping into the town. It was quite surprising to listen to this guy talk. Check it out.
On the 23rd of January 2019, we had a snow day out here. Unfortunately for me, I had to put my pickup truck, into service at the Canadian Tires.
Canadian Tire is an auto parts store, by the way.
And since it was a snow day, I had to wait a long time for my taxi ride home. And so I was waiting in the vestibule, looking outside and in. I had noticed a white woman who is the staff at Canadian Tires. And I've seen her before, and she has seen me before also, because I'm a frequent visitor out there. She was getting too restless about me standing in the vestibule. She got nervous. She had fear on her face.
She was probably wondering why you were just loitering in the doorway of the shop, man. And I'm 99% certain that simply saying, "Oh, I'm waiting for my cab," would have probably been fine.
Then she got on the phone and spoke to somebody. A few minutes later, the manager shows up at her desk, her counter. I've seen this man and he's seen me, and I know he's the floor manager out there. She points her finger at me, towards me. She looks at me, and then the manager looks towards me. And then he makes his way to me. And being a white man, these white Canadians have a very polite way of screwing you over with all that bitterness in their heart, but they still can put on a nice looking face, eh? They smile and he gives them.
Listen to how this guy approaches the situation. He immediately makes it about race. White Canadians with bitterness in their heart. Nobody's mentioned your race, chum. Nobody cares.
And he asked me if he could help me. I knew what was going on behind the scene, what was going on before that. And from my past experience, I knew what was happening.
What was happening was that he was asking you if he could help you. And if you said, "Oh no, thank you, I'm just waiting for my cab," he would have left you alone, you lunatic.
So when this white man came and asked me if he could help me, I turned around and asked him if I looked suspicious. This guy didn't wait anymore. He put his fucking tail between his leg and ran faster than he came.
And look how smug he is about it. Yeah, I treated somebody like shit based on the color of their skin. I've known more than a few racists from my hometown, but you sound worse than all of them.
I make this video just to tell the people, these white Canadians, they're so very fearful. They run around like little fucking frightened animals. Every time they see a brown guy, they think they are seen a terrorist.
Nobody's afraid of you, chum. And although I almost never actually go back to town, if I'm there and I see you pulling this kind of stunt again, I have no problem telling you that to your face.
You see, the most white people in Canada are descendants of genocidal maniacs. Their forefathers killed in cold blood native men, women, children, babies, unborn babies, and stole their land and ethnic cleansing. So now these white Canadians are so fearful of the hand of God moving upon them.
Okay, so we've switched from shitty customer at a store justifying his shitty behavior with racism to white people are guilty for the crimes of their ancestors. That type of collective guilt may be acceptable where you're from, but it's not in Canada. I refuse to take any responsibility for something I didn't do. I don't care if the perpetrator of a crime has the same skin color as me.
And I'm a frequent visitor to Canadian Tires. They have seen me there before, and yet this stupid fucking white woman has to behave like a, what would I say, frightened little animal. So I want all you brown guys to remember, whenever a white person sees you, they are fearful of you. That's if you're living away from the big cities. You live in small little towns or rural areas like I do. These white people are fearful. They are fearful of you.
It's actually the other way around, to be honest. White people in larger Canadian cities are more likely to be SJW cucks, completely unwilling to offend the native cultures of the immigrants surrounding them, while white people in small Canadian towns are basically Canada's rednecks. They're conservative gun owners who don't give a shit about progressive nonsense.
What's this brown guy doing here? Is he going to blow up a whole fucking town? I wouldn't say these white guys are misinformed or ignorant, or I just say that they are frightened like the devil.
And this, the final rant, is why I decided to actually do this video. Everything up until now coming out of this jackass's mouth has just been a whole bunch of human ugliness. But it's not really worth anyone's time. However, listen to this.
Because they know, these white Canadians know, their time is fucking up. It's fucking up. Now there'll be a lot of brown guys coming to Canada, and these white guys will become a minority someday, and they know what happens when they become a minority, because they're keeping a close fucking watch of the white people in South Africa. Good luck, white man, white woman.
Yeah, we've gone from miscommunication at an auto parts store to white genocide is coming, Canada, in the span of 5 minutes. Look at the hatred on his face when he says this. The whole package is here, turning a minor incident into justification for a racially charged rant, advocating for a South African-style ethnic cleansing of white Canadians, and using centuries-old crimes as the flimsiest of justifications. I want to make sure this is absolutely clear. This is the kind of thing this guy is saying good luck white man to.
Go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Soli will not be touched. They will be touched, don't worry. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness. Rekhawla mulala. Rekhawla mulala.
You the poor, hey, you mama, hey, hey, you the poor, hey, you mama, hey, hey,
Each one of us will kill 5 white people, will kill the children, will kill the women, will kill anything that we find on our way. And each one of us will kill how many? And each one of us will kill how many whites? We kill the children, we kill the women, we kill their dogs, we kill their cats, we kill anything that comes before us.
You know, as shitty as my hometown is, every once in a blue moon, it's nice to get away and return to some place that's detached from everything I'm currently involved in. But I guess that's over now. And now I have to worry about white genocide advocates in even the sleepiest of small towns.